short down the ground. 42 metres taken in the deep. Caught in the deep, Hoggy. Sacrilegious.
Can't believe that from Heslett. He's been good through the tournament, but again he's getting caught on the offside. Bowler's going wide, and just when he goes over that offside area today, he just hasn't been able to get it. A lot of mistiming in that area. He's out for 11. Australia 39 for 2.
Well, it's quarter-final. Alex Ross is in early doors. Australia in a spot to bother. 39 for 2 against Hong Kong. And I tell you, the atmosphere is building beautifully. Beautiful ball, terrible keeping. It's such a great ball. Zishan Ali, straight through the legs, nutmeg.
We just can't afford to do that. You've got Australia on the back foot. You can't give easy runs away. But Benny on the boundary. Easy catch, under it, controlled.
What's Ehsan Khan doing? Pickpocketing his teammate. He was just talking him through the catch. Eyes on the ball.
He spent a bit of time in Ireland, I think.
I'm gonna let that one slide to the keeper, Bradley Hawk. I'm gonna let that one go to the keeper, because I think that was a bit of a chirp at the Irish there for being, well, less than honest, shall we say. No timing. Should get the gap, gets a boundary.
Beautiful shot by Ross, but Samet, seriously, massages. You're only bowling 6 balls per game.
Yeah, but you've got a bat as well, and field.
You're only facing 12 balls to get your 50.
Well, it's all muscles that need repairing after a heavy night.
Well, what muscle needs repairing after a heavy night?
The lower limbs, let's just say that.
Nice timing, beautifully flayed through the offside by Alex Ross, brings up the 50.
But Hong Kong have to be switched on here, because if they get one more wicket, it's pressure on Australia, because the 2 batsmen to come in aren't regular batsmen. They're more renowned for their bowling. So this is a big moment for Hong Kong cricket here in this tournament.
Lovely, lovely use of the wrists. 20 off the over, 3 done, 57 without loss. The game's thick and fast. Now, an interesting game at 2:55 local time. England versus Oman. We've got Samet Patel alongside, just getting his eye in for that one. And if you win that one, you should get to you're most likely the bowl final. That would be a little bit of a plus point to finish.
Absolutely, yeah. We've come here to try and win it. Unfortunately, we can't do it. But yeah, winning is quite important to us. We've got a lot of pride. Yeah, it's hopefully should be a bit of fun against Oman.
It's not your first time at this tournament. That's a boundary. Another misfield. You were here in 2017, is that right?
Yeah, I was here 17 with the MCC side. Played against them on the Nations. And then it stopped for some reason. And then I came to play the Hong Kong Blitz which was a franchise tournament in 2018, I think, which was great. It was a great tournament, well hosted. Oh.
Well, I think that was a dropped opportunity from Ehsan Khan off his own bowling. You'll know Salmon as a spinner, never easy in your follow-through.
No, it's not, especially going to guys hit it so hard.
বাংলাদেশি নতুন নতুন ভাইরাল ভিডিও দেখতে পিন কমেন্টে দেয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে জয়েন করুন।
Well, that's six. It's muscle. There's no real timing, but Christian is such a clean striker, as you know from your Nottinghamshire days.
Yeah, DC, you played a lot of cricket against and with. We had 7 years at Trent Bridge. Great player. Been around the block. Played a lot of franchise cricket all over the world. He's a good fella.
So you've played the Hong Kong Sixers for two different teams, England and the MCC. So you've played for about 52 teams in your career.
I've got a few shirts, let's say, Nobby.
That's belted down the ground. Are you, in all seriousness, are you someone that keeps the memorabilia, all the shirts, the jerseys, the helmets?
No, I don't. I try and keep the shirts. I don't keep the other stuff.
You wore a Warwickshire helmet today. Well, have you got news for the millions of people watching? Have you left Derby and joined Warwickshire?
No, I haven't actually. I just didn't bring a helmet and I had to borrow.
6 to finish. Samit, thank you. Great to see you. Wonderful commentary. 76 for 2. $76 for 2, Hong Kong still in the contest. Partnership 37 from 10, Alex Ross and Dan Christian. Christian's having a fine tournament. Now, Sahal Malvankar into the attack to bowl his right arm medium pace. The level 2 core cricket coach certified by the England and Wales Cricket Board. Coaching at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. There's lots of prestigious clubs in this neck of the woods, and Hong Kong Cricket Club is one of them.
Coming up, South Africa versus Pakistan, New Zealand up against India, and then England versus Oman. But South Africa versus Pakistan, that's coming up next. That's probably going to be the pick or the game of the tournament so far.
Yeah, should be a cracker. Two brilliant sides. Varied bowling attacks, plenty of power at the bat. Two very good fielding sides.
The only thing for South Africa, they haven't been put under pressure as much as Pakistan. They beat New Zealand very easily, so that's probably going to play in Pakistan's favour.
Slower ball, absolutely dealt with flat. It wouldn't have been more than 15 foot all the way into the side screen.
Well, that was like a one-wood drive for Dan Christian. It was that slow. It was like sitting up on a tee. Easy pickings for the man of Dan Christian's calibre.
Back of the hand slower ball from Sahal. Dan Christian, captain, 40 off 12. 3 4s, 4 6s. Make that 3 4s, 5 6s.
Well, this could be a big over for Australia. The only issue is that Christian is coming to his 50, and he will have to retire if he gets that 50. Then all of a sudden, you've got a batter coming in that's not a regular batter. So Australia might need to see Ross face the final 2 balls if they can of this over.
Belted, absolutely smashed. Great fielding. Captain himself, Nizika Khan, in the deep. Positioned right behind the umpire. A fielding position sometimes you see Kyron Pollard right behind the umpire. Alex Ross, well ball, well fielded. That's really good. Gets the Yorker in. Ross could do nothing. A dot at this stage is gold.
Well, a dot at this stage is gold, but the thing here is that Alex Ross is only on 25, so if he can face the majority of balls finishing it off, he can get Australia to a big score, and you'd be expecting him trying to hit boundaries here. Good bowling.
That's not a bad ball, but Ross was advancing, and because of the fielder's position straight, you can see he's disappointed because he feels he should have hit that for 6. Such is the expectancy of these batters.
Well, that was a very good ball from Sahal, and you are going to have good balls that go to the boundary in this tournament.
17 off the over. Slower ball. It's a top edge, but there's only a ball boy. There's no fielder. 6 to finish, 23 off the 5th, 99 for 2. Well, 23 off that 5th over with that 6. They needed that 6. 99 for 2, Australia. Dan Christian on 47. Nizakat Khan to bowl the 6th. That's got to be 50. Off you go, Dan Christian. Off you trot. 53 off 15 with 6 sixes. Captain stepped up when he needed. Came out after 1 ball of the innings.
Well, that's a good innings. 53 off 15. He's been brilliant through the tournament. 250 so far. And the skipper doing the job for Australia yet again.
105 for 2. James Pattinson. Left-hander, powerfully built, back in the side after having a rest this morning. 5 balls left here for Nizakat Khan to try and eke out a couple of dots. 105 for 2. Australia eyeing up at, I think, at least 120, 125. Little leg break, gone! Kit Kat steps up. Meow!
How good is it to have a player retire after making 50, and then the new batsman comes in, has to swing from the bootlaces from ball 1. Can't connect. A good length delivery, but the line was good as well, making it difficult for Patterson to swing through the line. It's a big wicket. Australia 105 for 3.
$105 for 3.
বাংলাদেশি নতুন নতুন ভাইরাল ভিডিও দেখতে পিন কমেন্টে দেয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে জয়েন করুন।
Who's on top right now? Fawad Ahmed. He's found another pair of pads. About 3 minutes ago, he had a pair of white pads on in the dugout. Nizakat Khan, the captain, he's played for a second 6 in the over. Bit too much width. For a moment, I thought the man in the deep was in business.
This is very handy for Australia. The last batsman in, not renowned for his batting, but connects well there.
Useful runs, very useful. Alex Ross at the non-strikers end. Alex Ross says, Fawad, you stay down there. You're seeing it like a beach ball on Bondi Beach in the height of summer.
I don't think Fawad Ahmed's got an easier ball than that. But this is good for Australia. Wide 1, Alex Ross has got 2 balls to finish off this innings.
It might have been Cottesloe Beach where you're from, or Scarborough Beach. Which is your favourite beach in WA?
favourite beaches down in Mandurah, and that's the top edge. I like to go surfing there, and that's probably going over the top of the wave. You don't want to get caught on the top of the wave. You get seriously dumped, which I have been a couple of times.
Hey, we've all been dumped in our life. You got to watch out for those great white sharks in WA. Well, that's hockey. That's a hockey shot. There's a hockey sweep at the Hong Kong Sixers, and Australia have mustered 129 for 3, and there was 30 off the last over. Brilliant from Australia, who lost the toss and were inserted in the first quarter final. 129 for 3. Dan Christian led the charge with a brilliant 50. Quarterfinal 1, Australia lost the wicket. The first ball of the innings. Great catch in the deep by Imran Arif off Benny. And then Dan Christian, the captain, as he often does, stands up. 53, his second half century of this tournament. Alex Ross, 45 for 12. But actually, Fawad, 12 off 2. Very useful. Hoggy, this was a bit of everything. Dan Christian, as always, stepping up.
Well, the thing I like about Dan Christian's innings is early on he looked for the boundary along the ground, got those 2 boundaries, and all of a sudden started to look aerial. But he's always looking to hit straight, and just the power. That's why he's been so successful in his T20 career. Able to pick up the slower balls and the quicker balls as well. Tough skill. Very good innings from Christian. But there's the bowling. Benny up front, getting the early wicket first ball, and then going for 19. Esham bowled his 2 overs with his off spin. Imran Sahal and Nizakat were fairly economical, all of them.
Can Hong Kong get 130 runs and get to the semi-final of the Hong Kong Sixers? Huge games. South Africa against Pakistan. Quarterfinal number 2. A little while ago, Dominic Cork was downstairs with the captains and the toss.
Time for the toss. Quarter-final 2, and the home captain, John Smuts of South Africa, Fahim Ashraf of Pakistan, of course, the match referee, who's done an excellent job in these, 1.5 days. It's Mr. Gandhi. Right, coin to John Smuts. Fahim Ashraf and Pakistan call heads. So it's South Africa who win the toss. John, what are you going to do first, and why?
We're going to have a bowl again. So far it's been a winning formula for us, so hopefully that continues.
Yeah, 2 excellent wins yesterday, but you're up against the mighty Pakistan. What are the plans today?
Yeah, look, they're a strong side. They've been unbelievable so far in this tournament, so hopefully we can execute our plans and come out on top.
Any change in your team?
One change from our last game, Aubrey back in for Don.
Good luck, stay there. You've lost the toss. What would you have done first?
If we win that toss, we will bowl first, but now we have a batting, so we will try our best.
2 wins for you today, and a little win against India must have pleased you.
Yeah, that game is very crucial for both of us, but Pakistan won the match. That is the good sign for us. So.
And going into this game, quarter-final, these are a decent team as well, South Africa.
Yeah, South Africa is a good team. They played very good cricket yesterday. So, but we are also a good team, and hope for the best. We played a good cricket.
Any changes to your team?
No, we have a same team.
Good luck. So the news from the side, quarter-final 2 is South Africa win. They're going to have a bowl first.
Relax, Dominic. Take it easy. We've still got a day and a half work. Now, JJ Smuts won the toss, bowl first. Aubrey Swanepoel back into the side, and Pakistan, Fahim Ashraf, the captain. Yes, you're right. You said we've got a good side too. That is a cracking team, Pakistan. Asif Ali's had a wonderful tournament so far. Oh, I tell you what, quarter-final number 2. Can't wait for quarter-final number 2. But first, we've got the run chase of quarter-final number 1. Suren is alongside us. You've had a good afternoon. You're refreshed after your rest. What about this chase?
Well, if Australia put on 129 on the board, clearly are ahead in this game, but their opponents, Hong Kong, will have to put a historic chase for this edition for sure, because the best chase that we've seen so far is that Pakistan game where they managed to beat India. The winners of this game will meet the winners of South Africa and Pakistan. We've got a chase on our hands, mind you.
Hoggy, how do Hong Kong go about getting themselves in the semi-final?
Well, just pick the bowlers that they want to attack. They know that Pattinson's going to be bowling 2 overs, so if they can get him for around about 30 off those 2 overs, that's 15 and over, then attack the others, they should be able to get there. But they're going to be really relying on Nizakat Khan, who's got a 45 and 62 throughout this tournament. That was against South Africa, the 45. That was a brilliant innings. And Sahal's got a 51 against New Zealand as well. So they're very handy in the batting department. It's not going to be easy for Australia.
Well, we have seen Jack Wood bowl a couple of overs with his left arm wrist spin. Pattinson, James Pattinson, who is still fast and aggressive, not shy of bowling a bumper. This will be difficult for Nizakat and Zishan up top. Here we go. It's the run chase of the first quarter-final. Start as you mean to go on, Nizakat.
Well, that is a big start for Hong Kong. Nishan dominating Pattinson, and you don't see that too often. Pattinson getting hit 6 off the first ball of his spell.
Yeah, beg your pardon, Zishan. I thought it was Nizakat Khan, but much for muchness, really, if you're a Hong Kong fan.
Contrasting starts. Australia had lost a wicket on the first delivery. Hong Kong start off with a bang, with a 6.
Good, excellent length. I like that. You often hear commentators say, hit a length, hit a hard length, but that's what they mean. That's 6 metre. Smash that length when you've got a bit of extra pace like Pattinson.
Just on the move, moving away Zishan there. You've got to still get in a still position, even when you move.
That's going to be a while. Well, that was an interesting stat we just saw there. 38% of James Pattinson's international wickets were bowled or LBW. So for a fast bowler, actually, he's not nicking off. He's not getting them caught behind. He's attacking the pegs.
Wasn't there a series with India where you got the likes of Virendra Sehwag out? Rahul Dravid was also one of his victims. That's up in the air. And it's going out of the ground. 6 runs. 2 6s in the over.
Well, Brad Hogg, I reckon if you're an Australian fan, even with the runs on the board, the way today's games have gone with the, I don't like the word underdog, but the sides that were less fancied potentially have come up trumps. So there is a little bit of a trend happening today if you're Australian. Slow ball. You mentioned targeting a bowler for Hong Kong. So who should they try and target? Which bowler do they need to take that 30-run over off?
Well, the guy that's been bowling 2 overs each game, Wood, I'd be trying to target him. Hazlitt bowled 6 Yorkers last innings. 1 was over pitched, but executed it well. So Wood would be the one that I'd be targeting at the moment because he's probably been the most inconsistent with his line and length. So he's going to give you some hittable balls. If you can put him under pressure early, all of a sudden Dan Christian's got to think about what other options and when he's going to use those other options.
It's a good start here for Pattinson, just 14 off it. If he can squeeze this ball for a single or a dot, it's a win. Another short ball. Trying to overhit that. Nizakat should have just used the pace. First over, done the chase, 14 with that loss. Well, some big battles on the way for you. South Africa versus Pakistan will be coming very soon, but first, Australia trying to defend their total against Hong Kong. Look at Sri Lanka against Nepal down in the bottom left corner. That's going to be a beauty. Well, left arm finger spin, and that is absolutely dealt with. Sam Heaslett into the attack, going for his trusted Yorker. Hoggy, batter advancing, outsmarted the bowler.
The last two balls he's bowled today have been that full toss, looking for that Yorker, and he's been punished both times. Just remember the last ball he bowled against Oman went for 6 as well.
He does have the best strike rate, Zishan Ali, of any player that play for Hong Kong and T20Is. He strikes at 140, minimum 20 innings, so it's a decent template. So striking at 140 in T20 international cricket over a prolonged period of time is a fine effort. Nizakat Khan now has a chance for Dan Christian right in front of us, and he does very well, because there's a moment there, Brad Hogg, that he thinks, I can catch this. Then he realises he's not going to, and he just, well, almost like rugby style, just smothers it.
No, he's done extremely well there.
Is there a case here, so then, of Hong Kong trying to overhit the ball potentially?
As far as the sixes are concerned, we're just having this conversation. We're in that over break. 2 sixes per over should do the job, but after that 6, they haven't recovered well. They've only dealt in singles, and that run rate keeps climbing up. That might be a good start. Start hitting your boundaries.
I think the other thing that they're looking at is trying to hit too many 6s rather than think, right, where's the field? Let's go to the sweep shot and find the 4s. 6 4s is 24 off the over.
Well, didn't sound great. It's gone right over our head. 6 to finish the second. They needed that, Hong Kong. 33 without loss. Well, lovely hit. Advancing. Nizakat Khan. 33 without loss. Well, some Sri Lankan fans in the house. They'll be playing Nepal later on in the quarter-final. That should be a beautiful game. A ripper of a game. I'll tell you what, Nepal. This ground later will be absolutely bouncing with Nepalese fans. Wood with his left arm wrist spin. Well bowled. What's going through the left arm wrist spinner's mind here, Brad Hogg? Trickle, trickle, trickle. Oh, a little bit of lawn bowls, so close to the jack.
Great bit of work there by Farwood Ahmed. Not to kick it into the rope, but I'd like the keeper up to the stumps.
Dropped by the ball boy. It was flat. Nizakat Khan, he just loves hitting 6s.
That's just a beautiful shot. Good length. Not too bad a ball, but there's space out there. Next excellence of Nizakat.
Very well bowled. Took pace right out. Sucked the pace out of the ball there. Well, Nizakat Khan, you feel he is the trump card. He's been in great form, Nizakat Khan, the captain of Hong Kong. Zishan, we know, has got power, but Nizakat Khan has all the experience in the world. It's very well bowled, Brad Hogg.
Well, against Zishan, he's shown what he wants to do to the spinner, and that's charge down the ground. I'd like the keeper up to try and keep him back in his crease.
Nizakat Khan got 192 runs in the previous edition of Hong Kong Sixes. They need so many more from him. Zishan hits a 6 or fine leg. It's flying everywhere here in Hong Kong.
319 sixes. 319 sixes halfway through day 2. What a wonderful shot. A little flip. A little flip 6. 209 sixes yesterday. All of a sudden, 49 without loss. If they can stick this one over the ropes, 55 at the halfway point, they'll be in the game. Oh, sweep shot. 50 comes up. Almost a boundary is a bit of an anticlimax. 53 without loss.
You got all these hitters, guys who have played the T20 format for their countries, but it's Vinayak Shukla and Nizakat Khan who are amongst the top run getters. Nizakat 192 in the last edition, and he's already got 130 of them. So we've got Fawad now with his neck spin.
Flat in the gap. Good enough from Nizakat. Right, Hoggy, halfway through the chase. Which camp would you rather be in right now?
I'd still rather be in Australia's camp at the moment. You've still got Dan Christian and Pattinson to bowl the final overs for Australia, and that's going to be tough for Hong Kong.
That's not tough. That's six. That's probably the best six of the day. Right over the side screen. A beautiful, clean swing. Oh, my man, my brother.
Oh, these sixes raining in Hong Kong. And Zishan just reaches out to that ball, smacks it right down between long on and long off. That's another one. That's a thump right on the sheds of the comm box.
Well, doing the toss of the coin yesterday, there was a ball interrupting the toss when I had Dan Christian next to me, and he caught that one, and that's just hit our comm box, and Dan Christian is right in front. He's had enough of the commentary, I think.
Well, Australia were 63 for 2. Hong Kong 69 without loss. Another one. Another Dorothy. A Dorothy Dix.
Is that the longest six of them all? Because it had the elevation. And this over from Fawad. 22 have already come off it. 2 more deliveries to go. And Nizakat is on fire. And he finished big. That's the 4th six. Consecutive sixes for Nizakat. 4, 6, 6, 6, 6. 28.
Most sixes in the tournament now for Nizakat Khan, the captain of Hong Kong.
I think Farwood should leave the bounces to Pattinson.
45 off 11. Now, have you got enough? Have you got enough? Into the boundary cushion. What's the umpire going to say? Nizakat's walking off. He thinks he's got another 6. He thinks he's got a 50. His partner thinks he's got a 50. We're just going to get clarification. It looks like another into that boundary cushion on the full. That'll be a 6. That'll be his 5th 6 in a row. 34 off the over. 51 for Nizakat off 12 balls. He has to walk off. Hong Kong are motoring. 87 without loss. Brilliant from the Cats. 51 retired out. 87 without loss.
Right, is this the make or break over? James Pattinson is back for his 2nd over. Oh, it's Dan Christian into the attack. 43 of 12. Hong Kong ahead of Australia at this stage of the game.
In the slot, out of the ground. Zishan, he loses Nizakat. I'll take over.
Superb, brilliant. Talked about the best shot of the tournament. It doesn't get much better than that. Straight as a die.
Australia on the ropes here. They're getting battered. 6 sixes in a row. Oh, could have been. It could have been. 37, 36 now and 10. Australia at the same stage were 88 for 2. So not many runs in it. Oh, what about this last over? Oh, my word. Oh, calm down now, calm down.
I'm a little bit nervous, but Sahal, he got a 50 against New Zealand the other day as well, yesterday. So he's very handy with the bat as well.
No timing, sliced. It's going to fall into no man's. That previous over, Brad Hogg. Oh my God, talk us through. I need a break.
Forward, just looking to just slow things down, hit that line and length. But it was just good batting, just a little bit too much room, allowing the batsman to hit through the line. Nezakat Khan, that's some of the best hitting that you'll see in the sixes competition. That shot over cover, brilliant.
Tugged leg side, his toe of the bat, there is protection, and all of a sudden 3 singles of the last 3 balls is massive. Nezakat Khan, incredible. Runs, brilliant, but most important, the sixes is hit, 19, most of any batter, and the strike rate, 3-4-3. So he's producing lots of runs at an alarmingly good rate and hitting a lot of sixes. Gets plenty of it. They needed it. 3 singles before that ball. They were desperate for a boundary. They got one.
I think if Pattinson bowls the last over, they need to get it down to 22 off that last over. Need another lusty blow right now. And Sahal, he's the man for the job.
He's played 2 deliveries. The first 6. Zishan on the other end has 42. He's at 5 sixes. That's going to go to the boundary. Not a 6. 4 for sure. And the final over, Hong Kong. They need 24, 106 on the board.
.24 to win for Hong Kong. It's the first quarter final. Both sides have hit 13 sixes, by the way, which might come into the equation. Dot ball, left arm wrist spin. Such a brave decision, but maybe that one dot, Brad Hogg, justifies it.
Well, it's good bowling, just changing the pace. Batsmen want to play across the line rather than hit down the ground.
6. It's an amazing game. The previous ball, dot ball, you think, okay, that's probably going to get us over the line. The second ball hit into the top tier.
Well, the difference between this shot and the one before is he kept his head down on the ball a little longer. The one before, he took his head off.
Flips it leg side, really good. Field positioning in the deep, though. Previous over, 19 from Dan Christian, was superb. This over, 7 off 3. 17 to win in 3 balls.
Well, that's smart batting, actually, because he gave the one away so that the other batter, who's not going to be able to be retired, still can hit it.
Oh, it's a single. Australia, breathe, breathe. This is incredible from Wood. Left arm wrist spin. I always believe in the left arm wrist spinners. Every team needs one.
Every team needs one. They do.
Gets his Yorker in. Australia, I'll tell you what, So then they've held their nerve under the most intense pressure.
And what an amazing performance from Wood to come in and bowl the final over with 24 needed, while everyone here was wondering if it would be Pattinson with his space. Wood comes in, has conceded just 10, and that'll be good enough for an Australian victory. All he needs to do just to get this ball right, and Zishan is done. There is 51 of 19 deliveries. What a performance though from Hong Kong.
Well, wonderful from Australia here. Ehsan Khan, 14 off one ball. They've been clinical when they needed. Last ball of the first quarter final. A dot to finish. Australia advance to the semi-finals, winning by 13 runs, and they will progress to the semi-finals of the Cup. Commiserations to Hong Kong, who played superbly well. They will progress to the semi-finals of the Plate. A wonderful game of cricket. I must say, Dan Christian's captaincy was right on point. Australia winning by 13. It wasn't easy, but they got the job done. Well, the run chase of the first quarter final, Zishan with a beautiful 51 off 19, Nizakat 51 off just 12. In the end though, it wasn't quite enough, just too many Australia had on the board. 116 without loss. Australia winning by 13 runs. Unlucky for some, but not Australia today.
Wonderful performance from Hong Kong, really putting Australia under pressure. This is Nizakat, wonderful 50. Australia just could not find the answers. The thing I like about this innings is he had the sweep shot. He was able to hit straight down the ground, but also go over that mid-off and cover region. It was just a wonderful display of batting. That was the best shot of the innings to finish it off where he got retired. Brilliant batting by the skipper.
What about the bowlers? Bowlers win your tournaments, folks. That's why they get paid the big bucks. Christian did well, 19. Pattinson was decent. Left arm wrist spin in the end, getting the job done. Australia 129 for 3 from their 6. Christian and Ross dominating with the bat. Nizakat and Zishan played well, but not quite well enough. Aussies are through. Right, Aussies are through to the semis of the Cup. Hong Kong will be in the semis of the Plate. Who will join Australia? Will it be South Africa? Will it be Pakistan, who are coming up next? Well, folks, I tell you what, catch your breath and we'll go again. Quarter-final number 2, South Africa versus Pakistan from Mission Road Ground, Mongkok. A little while earlier, there was a toss that took place. JJ Smuts, the South Africa captain, won the toss again, and he elected to bowl all
choosing to bowl first. We'll wait and see if that decision is right or wrong, right? But Pakistan, both these teams have looked brilliant so far.
Both teams have been absolutely brilliant with both bat and ball. Some teams we've seen who have batted well and their bowling sort of been, oh yeah, it's okay. But I think both these sides have great batters and bowlers. Evan Jones is going to lead the way with South Africa with the ball. Great game coming. Strap yourself in.
Yeah, we're all set. And Pakistan start off in style. Akhlaq with a short delivery, it's punished, and they're off with a maximum.
There's a fight between two teams who have won this championship 5 times each. And that's a perfect start. Exactly the start you would be hoping for. Put into bat.
So we know Australia into the semis of the Cup. 2 teams with 2 wins yesterday in South Africa and Bangladesh. He's not happy with that given a wide. Can't do anything about it. I've been there, I've done it. You want to look and stare at the umpire. Once it's been given, you've got to walk back and bowl it again.
He's a big boy. Not sure I want to get on the wrong side of this bloke. A very big fella, but here, oh, it's close.
It's close, but I'm giving it a wide. And I'm a bowler. Just. Good plan to go wide. Don't mind that, and also pace off.
Yeah, so far, all matches have been won by the team batting first. But they still need to put runs on board here.
In the air, is it in the gap? No. Good catch. Boast, who got himself into a good position, is another big man. Took a hard tumble, but held on to it.
And it's a massive wicket. Asif Ali's been absolutely on fire. First ball, goes for the pull shot, doesn't get all of it. Good catch. Pakistan lose the first wicket. South Africa, they'll be happy. It's 8 for 1.
Captain left-hander comes to the middle. Asif Ali has just gone first ball, back-to-back 50s in his first couple of games yesterday, so a big loss for Pakistan. They're a good team, well-balanced team. They're under a bit of pressure here, having lost a wicket in the first 3 deliveries. Round the wicket, so a change of angle. High in the air. Who can get underneath it? There is a man out there. Deep square. It's gone high. Taken. Delight for Jones, the big man. The captain got himself into a good position to take that. John Smuts. And what a start for South Africa.
Yeah, they couldn't have asked for anything more after winning the toss and choosing to bowl first. 2 massive wickets in the very first over. They tried to flick it, but just couldn't control getting an outside edge or top edge. And a simple chance taken well by the skipper. Out for duck. 8 for 2 Pakistan.
Hussain Talit then left-hander for left-hander. Captain came and went first ball. South Africa 2 wickets in the over on a hat-trick. No slip in place, of course. That won't happen in 6-a-side, but a hat-trick delivery. Player miss. Seeing everything today.
Well, here are the 2 wickets. Pull shot didn't quite get it. Again, good catching. We expect that from South Africa. And this one just tried to whip it over steep square. High ball, skipper, as easy as you like.
Down the ground, it's a big shot to finish. So 14 runs from the over, 2 wickets. And Pakistan in this qualifier 2. 14 for 2. Good first over from Evan Jones, who plays in the SA20 in South Africa for the Paarl Royals. Teammates of David Miller, Josh Butler, Jason Roy, Lundy Ngidi, and an experienced man now into the attack, captain John Smuts. Won the toss, bowled first. Even though stats would tell you perhaps you should look to set. It's a good shot, solid shot down the ground from a maximum.
Yeah, nicely done. Wasn't the half volley, but the way he played that shot, the way he held his shape, and the lovely extension through the ball, beautiful to watch.
Helped on its way. Will go all the way. We've already seen 6 sixes from the same end. 2 in 2 then, and Smuts under a bit of pressure here.
Well, under pressure for the first time too, because his overs yesterday, he was the guy. He bowled 2 magnificent overs, but this time he is under the pump.
Yeah, it was Ravi Bopara with those 6 sixes against India. Helped on its way. This will go all the way. He's trying to bowl it into the surface. Akhlaq is really good here because he gets underneath it, so it goes from low to high.
Again, the line just towards the pads, easy picking for the batter. They've been timing it beautifully. 4 sixes already of his first 5 deliveries for Akhlaq.
Surely not, Ryan Campbell. Surely we can't see 36 again, can we?
Oh, strap yourself in, Corky. We are going to see it, I promise you.
Oh, that is the beauty of this game. Look at that for a shot again, the way he waited on the back foot and to generate that sort of a power.
4 in 4, 31-year-old Mohamed Akhlaq. Chance of 6 sixes. A definite chance, maybe not now. Dropped. Just to rub salt into the wounds to the captain. Should have been taken. It was a difficult chance.
Yeah, that could have been another massive wicket, and how costly that's going to be, we'll have to wait and watch. The huge opportunity. Good effort though by the fielder. Was quite low.
Yeah, he's right in front of us, Evan Jones, who put that down. 13 his number. Not so lucky with the in the field. Over the wicket, a little seamer to finish off from John Smuts. 25 from the over. Pakistan 39 for 2. Lost a couple of early wickets, and captain came and went. Remember, this is qualifier 2 in the cup competition of the Hong Kong Sixes. Change of bowling, Bose then. Another tall South African. Strong man. But as we've seen throughout this Hong Kong Sixes, hold your shape, hit down the ground.
Can't bowl step hit. You've got to get your length absolutely perfect. Anywhere in that vicinity, we've seen going over and over again for 6.
6 sixes, and he's on 38 with 8 deliveries. This is just brilliant from Akhlaq.
Play and miss. 12 balls is the quickest 50s so far. Coming off a 3 for in that previous game. 3 for 3 against New Zealand. Seen some excellent catches throughout this competition so far. That one just played around a straight delivery. Good from the big tall South African. Oh, and a bit of pace. Little bit of pace. Half an appeal. Keep your eye on whether he's going to be given one for the over.
It's good pace, digs it in. The height is absolutely perfect. An absolutely perfect bouncer there.
Was he given one for the over? I think that looked fine. It looked like it went through underneath shoulder height. Let him have another one. Go again. Bowl him another bumper, as you'd say in Australia. Maybe call it a little bit different, the sniff ball. Australia, if you're just joining us, are through to the semi-finals. Boast is that South Africa's leading wicket taker in the 2022 Under-19 World Cup, 10 wickets.
They get some real pace. Boast. That bouncer. Absolute pearler, that one. Clark. He's been kept quiet for the last 3 deliveries.
Inside edge, there's a big gap there. Yeah, Matthew Boast. Joint most expensive signing in the SA20 auction in 2024. Pretoria Capitals. Strike rate with the bat early on in his T20 career, 180 strike rate. You'd be signing him.
No doubt, especially with the bowling being more than handy.
Left-handed batter as well. He may have to bowl that. No, good. Like that from the umpire. Good way to finish. Pakistan get the 50 up. 53 for 2. A lot of upsets we've seen in day 2 of the Hong Kong Sixes. Nepal beat Australia first game. UAE, well, they just got through against India. Oman beating New Zealand. Big game against England versus India. England win their first game of the competition. The winless Indian team, they'll go on the march and try and win again today. Or win one today, I should say. Swanipol. Not sure the batter realised what was happening there with his action. First time we've seen him bowl. That's all right. That is all right. Doesn't matter about your action in this form of the game. You don't need to have a perfect wrist position. Do something that gets the ball under the bat and it doesn't go out the park.
A good couple of deliveries from Sarnipal. Clark, he'll be eyeing sixes here.
High in the air. There's a big gap there. The keeper tries to get under it. He's not going to get under it. Can he stop the boundary? No. Swanipol is 35 years old, right-handed batter as well. Comes from Kimberley in South Africa. Hot there. Lots of diamonds as well there. Beautiful place to visit. Here's one for you. Your stats people. Shares a birthday with Moeen Ali and Kyle Abbott. Wow, I must make a note of that. Remember that. Qualifier 2, if you're just joining us. Chance to go through to the semi-finals with someone who has joined us in commentary right now. Captain of Australia. There's too many Australians, I think, around here. Congratulations, Dan Christian.
Thanks, Corky. It was a nice win. Hong Kong played beautifully. And it's a pretty tough format to try and defend a total. So, yeah, very happy.
And form-wise, you're going well yourself.
Going okay. It's nice when there's no fielders. And the wicket's really, really good, and the boundary's pretty small.
Apart from when you bowl.
Apart from when I bowl, yeah. I've got no interest in bowling out there. It's too hard. Not when there's any, you don't know where your fielders are going to go, and it's only got to go 50-odd metres just like that one did.
50 up then for Aklak. Excellent innings, 16 balls, 7 sixes in that inning, strike rate of 331. He's going to have to retire for his 53. Pakistan 66 for 2 after the 4th. Yeah, it's good to have Dan Christian with us in the commentary. Decent 113 runs so far in the comp. And a semi-final place for the Aussies.
Yeah, pretty happy. We've played some decent cricket. We were very good against England. Probably not so great this morning in our first game, but yeah, great win against Hong Kong in that quarterfinal.
Now that you've played a few games, are you getting the formula? Do you think about the fielding placements? Are well, coming to something where you're confident in what you're doing?
No, not at all. It's pretty hard. The one thing we have found is our spinners have been fantastic. The seamers, it's been really difficult for the seamers. Myself and then James Pattinson and Andrew Peckety. It's because even when you do bowl a good ball, it's easy enough to nick it or edge it for 4 or 6, whereas the spinners have been really effective for us.
Just to remind you, Ryan Campbell backed Hong Kong to beat you in the quarterfinals, by the way. I don't want to just mention that. All of a sudden, that Aussie accent went up a bit when you came in, but he was back in Hong Kong. This is massive, huge. Seen so many of these throughout the first day and a half.
So you're being harsh, Dominic Cork, but I had a foot in both camps. But, you know, you've got to go for the underdog. You us Aussies, but it's beautiful batting that. Some of the sixes we've seen hit today, they're massive.
Yeah, I know I said it's a small ground, but most of these sixes are probably 6 anywhere. Adelaide Oval, MCG, some of the biggest grounds in the world. There's been some very, very clean striking.
Smash straight back down for a 6, low. Only has to go 42 metres. Just a bit of pace on them from Sneyman.
You know, like we asked about getting comfortable with, you know, field positions and stuff. What's a score? What's a score that you're comfortable with?
I think anything over 120 seems to be, you know, a half decent score. 20 and over.
5 overs gone, 85 for 2. Lovely cuisine you get in Hong Kong. Wherever you go, food markets everywhere. And some excellent cricket. So if you're in the area, Kowloon, get yourself down here. Come and watch some of the world's best sixes cricketers. Got one beside us, captain of Australia. It's so hard to say that as an Englishman as well.
हमारे पेज को फॉलो करें और क्रिकेट लाइव मैच देखें.
Boast is going to bowl his second
हमारे
over.
पेज को
Decent
फॉलो
first
करें
over.
और क्रिकेट लाइव
Pace
मैच
on.
देखें.
Well, you talked about how well your team is playing. I talked about how well you're playing. Talk us through this innings from yourself.
Yeah, nice to get a couple away. They bowl pretty well. The Hong Kong guys got a few Yorkers in there.
हमारे पेज को फॉलो करें और क्रिकेट लाइव मैच देखें.
As still as you possibly can and really wait for that ball that's in your slot and try not to swing too hard at it. So yeah, nice to get hold of a couple.
Yeah, he played well. Big gap out on the offside, but he's not going to get it. Going to go straight to the fielder. Pakistan in a little bit of trouble here. They've lost their third. And Amir goes.
Boast, he keeps taking wickets. We've seen that the whole time. And as they keep putting Pakistan under pressure, they lose another. Yemen's gone 18 off just 6 deliveries. And Pakistan are 86 for 3.
Shahab Khan. Then in at number 5 for Pakistan, qualifier 2. A chance to go through to the semi-finals in the Cup competition. Has he picked out the fielder again? No, just be one bounce. Been here before, Dan Christian, back in 2005. You'll know, I know you love your stats. Aussies have only ever won the Hong Kong Sixes in 2010. You beat Pakistan in the final. You're just one game away from reaching that final.
Yeah, just the one game away, as you say, Corky. The winner of this one, and they've both been playing some really good cricket. Extraordinary game of cricket, that 2010 final. The Aussies needed 45 off 8 balls, something like that. David Warner and Glenn Maxwell and a couple others did very well that day.
A couple of decent players then, really.
Yeah, they turned out all right, those two, didn't they?
Left hand, right hand as well. Lovely combination. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you come back when you've won that semi-final and you get in the final. Come back and join us here.
Yeah, that'd be nice. It's been a fantastic couple of days here in Hong Kong. Thanks to everyone for having us. We've really enjoyed it, and the cricket's been fantastic.
Yeah, thanks a lot to Dan Christian, and good luck in that semi-final. Smash back over his head. Boast went into that surface, and they're closing in on 100. Whether it's enough, Ryan Campbell, I'm not so sure.
Well, I'm not so sure either, but what I will say in their defence is their bowling attack is very good. We know that. They got a lot of paces. They don't really go to spin too often, but mate, they'll still back themselves to be competitive here.
13 sixes in this innings so far. It's last ball. Can they finish it off with a maximum? You bet they can. What a shot to bring up the 100 to finish the innings in qualifier 2. So Pakistan, who were put into bat first. John Smuts won the toss a little bit early. He'll have to run off and go and get his pads on. But a nice way to finish this qualifier 2 first innings. 105 for 3, Pakistan. Akhlaq was the pick for Pakistan in qualifier 2, 53 from 16. Telat, impressive, 27 from 11, finish it off with 3 sixes, 20 from the last over. And Pakistan, well, they've set a total, 105 for 3. Didn't start well, though.
আপনি কি নিজে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে চান, নিজেই ডিপোজিট করতে চান, উইথড্র করতে চান? বিকাশ রকেট নগদের মাধ্যমে 200 টাকা ডিপোজিট, 200 টাকা উইথড্র করতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিংক ক্লিক করুন কিংবা স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নাম্বারে যোগাযোগ করুন। ক্যাসিনো খেলতে পারেন, 5 টাকা 10 টাকা প্রথম ডিপোজিটে বোনাস পাবেন 10%।
2 wickets for Jones in that first over. Expensive from the captain, Smuts. At one stage we thought we were going to see another 6 sixes. A wicket for Boast. And impressive from Swanepoel as well. His first over in the competition. So qualifier 2, we're halfway through. A quarter-final 2, I should say. South Africa, well, they require 106 from 36 balls. At just over 17 and a half and over. Of course, it's more matches coming your way. It is the bowl group match 3. New Zealand versus India. A toss happened a while ago with Brad Hogg. India, who are still winless in this competition. You cannot believe that with the side they've got. They nearly lost the coin. It went that far off. Hoggy nearly had to run after it. India won the toss, and Robin Uttapa, Chifley, Goswami, Yadav, Binny and Shabazz Nadeem, Bell, McIntyre, Kapoor, Dixit, Cassidy, Astle. India won the toss and decided to have a bowl first, even though stats should be telling them to chase. Last 6 matches, teams batting first have won the game. Let's see whether it stays with that. South Africa have a chance here. 105 for 3. Not one of the biggest targets we've seen, Niall O'Brien, who takes his seat. But with this man, John Smuts, he's a quality player.
Yeah, the general consensus with the South Africans at the mid-innings break, just hanging around pitch side, was they walked off pretty happy. Even though there was a couple of maximums at the back end of that final over, they feel like they've got Pakistan under par. So an opportunity, 2 very strong sides. Pakistan with a wonderfully attacking bowling units, and then South Africa got some real power. Jacques Snyman missed out the last game, but he could tonk it. And JJ Smuts is probably as good an all-rounder as any in this tournament. Bowls well, bats well, and leads well. So this should be an epic encounter of 2 powerhouses in the history of the Hong Kong Sixers.
You love your stats, I know you do. For everybody out there, I've got a beautiful stat for you, John Smuts. It's on Jacques Snyman, born on the very same day, 10th of May 1994. Nelson Mandela became Prime Minister of South Africa. I had the privilege and the honour to meet him in 1995 when England returned to South Africa to play Test match cricket. What an honour it was for not just me, the whole of the England cricket team, to meet the great man Nelson Mandela. 106 then. Short delivery straight into our commentary box window. Little bit of pace. We know Shahab has pace, but a good start for South Africa.
Yeah, aggressive from the pace man into the ribs of Snyman, who just gets enough. This is a big battle, this first over. Can he swing a couple back in and attack the stumps of Jacques Snyman, who likes hitting down the ground? He doesn't move his feet a great deal. He likes to stand still and back his brute force.
That's a decent delivery, you're right. Big high backlift, he's waiting. Most South Africans, when you talk about South African batters, because there's a bit of pace in their pitches, they love to cut and pull the ball. Think of some of the greats. We had 2 that came over from South Africa who played a lot in England, Robin Smith and Alan Lamb. We watch little clips of them, cuts, pulls.
Yeah, I saw Leg on Saturday, Leg Lamb. I saw him in my local coffee shop.
What a player, what a
Great
man.
player.
I know he's been through a little bit of problems health-wise. Hope he's okay and getting better. What a shot. Typical South African, picking up on length really quickly and smashed out of the ground.
That travelled a distance. That's the skipper, John Smuts. Yeah, you're going to bowl that length. You've got to fetch it from outside on most occasions. It's all about setting the right tone for Pakistan. They needed to get the first over right on the money, but so far 11 of the first 3.
Just lost his shape a little bit. And let's listen from the South African captain.
Yeah, look, first time captaining a South African team, so a very proud moment for me. You know, it's been a while since I've actually captained. I've had a few years off, so yeah, looking forward to it. It's obviously a unique tournament with a lot of different ways of playing, only having 6 members per team, so yeah, lots to look forward to.
Thankfully he got his words out better than me. Let's listen to, I should have said. First time he's captained South Africa. I had the privilege of captaining England here. Now has to be out, surely out, given out. Little bit of swing, gone short in the first 5 deliveries. This pace and swing, and Smuts goes.
Well, I asked the question, can he swing the ball back in to the right-hander and attack the stumps and the pads? He's done just that. That's a huge wicket. It's easy as you like. It's plumb in front. Back leg. Umpire says yes. A little nod of the head. And off you go, JJ. Big breakthrough for Pakistan. Smuts gone for 6, 11 for 1.
Litheko then in at number 3. And Shahab Khan, what an over this has been. Conceded a couple of boundaries, but the big wicket of the captain. And a perfect way to finish. You'll be happy with that. The crowd are trying to go for an appeal. That pitch is outside leg stump, but a good over. Just 12 from it. And the South Africa 12 for 1. .106 is what South Africa require, 94 from 30. That's not going to be easy. Pakistan have got a fine bowling unit. Amir Yamin bowled the second over, an excellent first over from Shahab Khan. Most wickets in the 2023 National T20 Cup in Pakistan with 25, and an important wicket in that over, John Smuts. Just sense that Pakistan fancy defending this. You can just sense by how they've set up here, how they've started as well.
It's been a perfect start. After the first 3 deliveries where they gave away 11 runs, they came back quite strongly in the previous over, and a good start to the second over as well. Just need to keep picking wickets here.
They keep taking wickets, and it's the big wicket of Snyman. Little bit of pace off. We thought was 105 going to be enough, and with 2 wickets in the first 2 overs, they're in control of this game, Pakistan.
He's a quality cricketer, Amir Yamin. A little bit of angle in as well, attacking the stumps. Brilliant from Pakistan. What a start with the ball. Jacques Snyman must go, trudges off for 5, and South Africa in a bit of a hole, 13 for 2.
Evan Jones then in at 4. South Africa under pressure, in big trouble at the moment. They need someone to get in. Now then, as he picked out the man, no, little bit too straight. Fahim Ashraf was straight. 2 wickets in the first 8 balls. Decent delivery this.
That's a perfect delivery. A bit of pace, just tailing into the right-hander. And that's a big wicket as well. Can they change the trend? The trend has been bat first and win.
Outside edge, this will run away. One mode for Jones. Swing yourself off your feet and see how far you can hit it.
Well, that's the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. Nothing wrong with the ball. It's a thick outside edge, and with only 4 fielders, fortune favouring Jones. 10 from 2, striking at 500.
Well, he's dangerous with the bat in T20 cricket. He strikes a 4 or a 6 every 6.2 deliveries. Not sure that 0.2, if you can bowl a 0.2 delivery, but every 6.2 deliveries, he hits a 4 or a 6.
I think Chris Gale in his pomp was hitting a boundary every 4.6 balls in the power play. So anything in and around that's impressive.
Yeah, it was quite good, that man. Still is. Plays a little bit of Legends cricket around the world now. In the air, maybe into the gap as well. Nearly a collision. Should have perhaps saved it. Was a bit worried about being hit by the captain who was coming at him. 2 overs are done. South Africa 28 for 2. Qualifier 2 then. Pakistan, who put into about 105 for 3. 53 from Akhlaq. And in reply, well, they've got a couple of wickets in South Africa, and they need something big in the next over. 78 from 24. Required rate just under 20, 19 and a half. Going to go with his second over straight away. So on the attack, I like this from Fahim Ashraf. Get the game done and put South Africa under pressure. Hit out on the offside. Off balance. He's a tall man. I told you how dangerous he is and how many
हमारे
boundaries he
पेज को
scores
फॉलो करें
every
और क्रिकेट
6.2
लाइव मैच
deliveries.
देखें।
Yeah, that's over. Extra cover.
4 balls, 17 runs, 2 sixes, 1 4 then in his innings so far. That'll just be one.
Feel like for bowling to Jones, you want to try and keep it out of his reach because he's tall man, as you mentioned, those long levers. So that wide Yorker or else jamming a straight Yorker in. Ideally the thick up. Powerfully built. Stood beside him last night. He is strong. He's muscly.
He tries to just scoop this. I think it comes off his glove.
Just a slower ball potentially. What's happening here? What's the conversation here? Stuart Binney, we haven't won a game.
I'll tell you what the conversation is how can we win? Then they're up against New Zealand. We don't talk about that test series at the moment in New Zealand, what's going on in India. New Zealand. Last test match in Mumbai. Going on right at the moment. New Zealand, I think, ahead in the series, aren't they?
Mitch Santner. On Mitch Santner's socials, it says part-time cricketer on his socials. Mitch Santner, full-time golfer, and he's just taking wickets for fun. The part-timer.
There's a lot of interesting conversations around the world about India and how they're playing spin at the moment. Certainly isn't Rachin Ravindra. I'm sure New Zealand would have liked him to be here. He's a decent player. I'll have to bowl that again.
Yeah, so our good friend Simon Dool was quoted in many media places about India's, well, struggles against spin, and a lot of people in the Indian media and the Indian networks backing up Simon Dool and saying, spot on. That's been a concern and been mentioned for a while now, in India's inability to play spin. It's interesting to see how that goes, that final test match in Mumbai.
That's a good length. Really good length.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And it's mostly on the rank turners. It's not the problem playing spin. It's playing spin on turners. That's been a concern. It shouldn't be, really.
বাংলাদেশি নতুন নতুন ভাইরাল ভিডিও দেখতে পিন কমেন্টে দেয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে জয়েন করুন।
Definitely have to look in hard.
Home series India have won until this one.
বাংলাদেশি নতুন নতুন ভাইরাল ভিডিও দেখতে পিন কমেন্টে দেয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ গ্রুপে জয়েন করুন।
They just dominate at times, rugby especially. Not giving a wide. Good decision from the umpire. Good over as well, just 12 runs from it. South Africa struggling, 40 for 2.
আপনি কি নিজে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে চান, নিজেই ডিপোজিট করতে চান, উইথড্র করতে চান? বিকাশ রকেট নগদের মাধ্যমে 200 টাকা ডিপোজিট 200 টাকা উইথড্র করতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিংক ক্লিক করুন কিংবা স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নাম্বারে যোগাযোগ করুন। ক্যাসিনো খেলতে পারেন, 5 টাকা 10 টাকা প্রথম ডিপোজিটে বোনাস পাবেন 10%।
New Zealand versus India. India won the toss and decided to have a bowl first. This is the bowl group match number 3. Both teams are looking for their first win. Captain into the attack and smashed. First ball down the ground. Pace on. Surprise, he put pace on.
They need a very big over. Required rate has gone over 21 now, but that's a proper hit. Again, that length, you got to get under the bat, go as full as possible.
Well, with only 105 on the board, Pakistan don't want to give away a big over here, because all of a sudden an over of 25 or more and they are right back in this, South Africa. Pace again. He's putting pace on this time with a bit of width, and guess what? Back-to-back maximums.
Brings up the 50. Rate's only 20 and over. I say only 20 and over. That's very gettable. Swinging himself off his feet here. Jones, that's his 4th-6, and Ashraf with pace on and with the ball can just go anywhere. He's generally operated a bit straighter in the previous games, the captain, Fahim Ashraf, attacking the stumps.
Yeah, length imperative at the moment. Falling straight, that is better. Doesn't need to leave there. Unless someone smashes that straight back over your head or clips it leg side. He's mad with himself, Jones. He thinks that's a hit that he should have put out the ground.
That's the length you got to bowl. Where, as a batter, it's very hard to get any elevation. You might go for 4, but hitting 6s are difficult.
I'll tell you what though here, chaps, Madili Latheko has to step up. 6 from 5 is not good enough. Has to hit boundaries here.
Run through and get a single. Don't find that pace off delivery. You're going to bowl it, got to bowl it into the surface.
Great change up. It's all about who can outthink each other here. And the bowler did it brilliantly on that occasion. As a batter, you're expecting something really, really full. A bit of a bluff played by Fahim. It worked pretty well. 13, came back strongly in the last couple of balls after getting hit for 2 6s in the first 2.
Yeah, got to get out the over though right now. That is good. Doesn't need to change. As I say, the low full toss with pace on is always a decent delivery.
Why would he have bowled those first couple?
Don't know. Just got him wrong. Don't understand it.
So you're quite right. If you bowl full and straight and you have that protection straight down the ground, if he gets under a low full toss, yeah, fair enough. But I've got some protection. When you start bowling short and width, he can be flayed all over the ground.
You just see what those 3 balls have done to the run rate. You just said it was 20. It's now gone up to nearly 23 and a half. And South Africa, quite simply, they need a maximum off this last ball. Can't hit that. Won't be given out. Won't be given out. Missing leg stump. A brilliant end to the over. 15 from it. South Africa with 2 overs to go. 55 for 2.
আপনি কি নিজে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে চান, নিজেই ডিপোজিট করতে চান, উইথড্র করতে চান? বিকাশ রকেট নগদের মাধ্যমে 200 টাকা ডিপোজিট 200 টাকা উইথড্র করতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিংক ক্লিক করুন কিংবা স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নাম্বারে যোগাযোগ করুন। ক্যাসিনো খেলতে পারেন, 5 টাকা 10 টাকা প্রথম ডিপোজিটে বোনাস পাবেন 10%।
Quality game, the first quarter-final. Australia beating Hong Kong. And we've got a game on our hands now. Pakistan in control of this game at the moment. And there's still lots more games to come your way. New Zealand, India, England, Oman, Sri Lanka, Nepal, UAE, Bangladesh. Talat. Slower delivery. Does he get enough of it? He does get enough of it. Jones is that dangerous player. Partnership 48 from 18. He's just got to go and get himself to 50 ASAP.
Yeah, it's just about the length again we discussed in the previous over, Nobby. You've got to go full. Yes, the slower delivery, you can bowl one off, but that can't be your main delivery. And Hussein Talat, we have seen this tournament so far, he prefers to go length and with those cutters into the surface.
34 in boundaries so far for Jones. Doesn't get this, high in the air, should be taken. Big wicket for Pakistan. Slower delivery into the surface, and all of a sudden Pakistan believe they're in the semi-finals.
Shahab Khan, the fielder in the deep. It's a pressure catch. It was in the air and he knew it was the big fish of Jones. He settles, gets his feet nice and firm under the ground. That's a good catch. It's a big blow. The man in form, Jones, goes for a 41. South Africa have lost a third, 61 for 3.
আপনি কি নিজে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে চান, নিজেই ডিপোজিট করতে চান, উইথড্র করতে চান? বিকাশ রকেট নগদের মাধ্যমে 200 টাকা ডিপোজিট, 200 টাকা উইথড্র করতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিংক ক্লিক করুন কিংবা স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নাম্বারে যোগাযোগ করুন। ক্যাসিনো খেলতে পারেন, 5 টাকা 10 টাকা প্রথম ডিপোজিটে বোনাস পাবেন 10%।
And they're closing in on a semi-final fixture against Australia.
Nicely done. After getting hit for a 6, get going with the slower delivery batter, standing really deep, expecting a Yorker maybe. But back-to-back wicket on a hat-trick now, Hussein Talat, and probably done the job for his side as well with those 2 wickets. Out 61 for 4.
আপনি কি নিজে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে চান, নিজেই ডিপোজিট করতে চান, উইথড্র করতে চান? বিকাশ রকেট নগদের মাধ্যমে 200 টাকা ডিপোজিট, 200 টাকা উইথড্র করতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিংক ক্লিক করুন কিংবা স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নাম্বারে যোগাযোগ করুন। ক্যাসিনো খেলতে পারেন, 5 টাকা 10 টাকা প্রথম ডিপোজিটে বোনাস পাবেন 10%।
Now O'Brien.
Yeah, slow balls. It's brave bowling because he's bowling that short boundary, just 42 metres, simple catch. And then Swanepoel, who played so well back in 2017 to get South Africa over the line, falls first ball in the same fashion. 2 wickets for Hussein Talat in the over, a match-defining over.
Yeah, he's had a good game as well. Runs in that first inning, 27 from 11. 2 for 13 as well in this over. And at the moment, they are romping to a semi-final appearance.
Yeah, South Africa had the opportunity to change the trend by winning the game batting second, but it seems at the moment it's going to stay. All 6 matches today and the last game of yesterday have been won by team batting first.
Maybe go and give that stat to the Indian captain, as he's won the toss and decided to have a bowl first, like most teams have done. In the air, can he get there? No, dropped short. Careful. Boundary to finish, 5 overs.
আপনি কি নিজে অ্যাকাউন্ট তৈরি করতে চান, নিজেই ডিপোজিট করতে চান, উইথড্র করতে চান? বিকাশ রকেট নগদের মাধ্যমে 200 টাকা ডিপোজিট, 200 টাকা উইথড্র করতে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ লিংক ক্লিক করুন কিংবা স্ক্রিনে দেওয়া হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ নাম্বারে যোগাযোগ করুন। ক্যাসিনো খেলতে পারেন, 5 টাকা 10 টাকা প্রথম ডিপোজিটে বোনাস পাবেন 10%।
Still a chance. South African supporters, wherever you're watching, there's still a chance. Perhaps one of the weaker bowlers to bowl the last over for Pakistan, Asif Ali. Not being that in a derogatory way, and they've got a fine bowling unit and the possibility of 6 sixes. Will be a boundary.
Have you not watched Asif Ali bowl this tournament?
I've just seen that ball.
He bowled the last over in their first game and got
Doesn't
2
matter.
for 6.
One of the weaker bowlers, I said. He didn't say he was terrible bowler. I said one of the weaker bowlers.
Oh, I think he's one of the stronger ones.
Irish and English at it again. Good delivery.
Brilliant ball.
Outstanding.
Length ball. Should have gone out the park. Simple.
I've got a lot of love for Asif Ali.
So have I.
The all-rounder.
He's just not a very good bowler. The top player.